Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Parzival here, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to the rework done by Riot Games of Pantheon. This was just released today on the League app and League's website. As far as I know, this is a complete rework, both visual and abilities. Um, my personal opinion on Pantheon as he is now, I like the champion. I think he definitely could use a visual rework on just his on his base skin. Obviously, it'll change the outcome of all his other skins. Um, as same thing happened with Mordekaiser and several other champions. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like Pantheon. I think he's a great roamer. Um, he has real high with electrocute, especially has real high all-in potential. My only real complaint about Pantheon is his ultimate. I feel like his ultimate is nothing really more than a gap closer. I mean, unless you're just bad and you let Pantheon fall right on top of you, you really don't take hardly any damage, and it's fairly easy to get out of his ring, especially if you already have like a movement boosting ability. So I would really like to see a change to his ultimate. I still want it to do the same thing where you can pretty much get anywhere you are on the map by jumping up high in the air then crashing down. But it would be nice if there was another element to it that made it more than just a gap closer, that really made it a threat in team fights and roaming for kills and things like that. Um, Also, I'm sure they're going to, because they've been doing it with all the other champions that they've done complete reworks on. Mordekaiser, I believe they did this where they kind of like update the lore a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any of that in this. So let's go ahead and take a look. Go ahead and maximize this video. And yeah, let's check it out, guys. This is the rework of Pantheon, the Unbreakable Spear.
There's ulting around the map. There's tapping Q at people and picking your spot to all in. The Spartan Warrior 5.
But there were some things that just felt too generic to him. So we wanted to make him our Runeterra sort of one-man army rather than this faceless helmet guy. When we were updating Pantheon, we realized that there was a ton of things that a lot of players loved. And I think ideally, we always want to keep that kernel of why there are still players who love that champion. So we thought, how can we not break
That's
a character?
cool art.
And
I
still
really
bring
like
it
that
forward
art,
to a
that
higher
artwork.
standard?
That's really sweet.
But whenever we consider champion updates, we usually kind of are deciding whether or not to change a character or to move the character's story forward. With Pantheon, what we ended up doing is sort of summarizing all his lore that had existed, because we realized a lot of players really did like the character of Atreus as part of old Pantheon, and then using that as like the first 50% of his new bio.
Ooh.
So old Pantheon started out as a man named Atreus,
Yep.
who was a very skilled fighter and wanted to ascend Mount Targon. In the process, became a vessel for the god of war.
Yeah, it became like a
Pantheon.
celestial being, almost.
With this update, the actual aspect of war died during a fight with Aatrox, and Atreus has now returned in command of his own body, but still is able to wield the aspect of war.
Is that going to be his new look? Because that's sick.
Pantheon's new kit, art, and lore, that we wanted to make him feel like a skilled warrior.
So myself and Sunny, who's another artist here on the champion team, we went through a couple of ideas. One of them was where he had all these multiple spirit arms that would come out of him. There was also an idea where he had a bunch of like swords and spears and things stuck into his shield. And we were doing a lot of different things with the spear.
He needs a visual update, but it still needs to have that simplistic like gladiator look.
Continued. It seemed like he was a bit unapproachable, unfamiliar, too godlike. He didn't have the grit or the gravity that we wanted. Through Pantheon's development,
this artwork
concept
is
art
amazing.
works with narrative and design. They all sort of fuel each other. David Slagle on the narrative side, he had this really great story with this battle with Aatrox. So we settled on the idea of him having a little bit of the battle damage, but still with some of the Targonian aspects of it. All this part here, like the shield, helmet, spear,
is that his
cape,
new look?
those are all aspects
What?
of Pantheon. but then there's a big scar
That
over his
is
chest.
sick,
We thought that
dude.
adds a very mortal aspect to the design.
Oh my god,
One
that's
thing
his
we
new
found out in
visual
development
rework.
that surprised me a little bit was how much attachment there is on the
Yo.
character as a spell-based character. Old Pantheon is a very simple kit. He throws spears, he has a point-and-click stun, and every game kind of played out the same. And what we were trying to do here was move him to, he's no longer like deterministically going to win in these ways that he was before. Some of the new Pantheon ideas that I went through early were things like he throws a spear out, it sticks in the ground, he fights with the sword for a while. When he goes and picks up the spear, that's when he switches back. A bunch of stuff like that, but they drifted too far from like old Pantheon. It's really important to go in knowing what can be changed to make it look and feel awesome, and what can't be changed or you'll lose the gameplay that like attracted you in the first place. And so a lot of the update was about doing things like how do we make his poke really reliable, and how do we make his all-in really good rather than guaranteed to work. So for New Pantheon's kit,
that
we
looks so
changed every
sick.
spell, but tried to stay close to the spirit of what the character was about. So his ult is mostly the same. We call it Grand Starfall now. He comes in at an angle and comes streaking across the ground.
What?
There are, I think, some gameplay wins. So
Yes,
that
dude,
skilled
that
Pantheon
is
players to,
perfect.
hit more enemies with their Grand Starfalls than they did with old
Dude,
Pantheon's
that
Grand
is
Starfall.
perfect. That's exactly
What's really
what
fun
his
about Pantheon
ultimate
is that, like,
needs.
he's not only just this cosmic figure that has a lot of like magic to him, he's also a physical warrior, and I think making physical warriors
Oh
in this game
my
is actually
God.
pretty challenging.
He's using the physical spear shield, like he's not using magic power to fight.
Pantheon is going
So
to
for
be
him, we actually
New
cause
Pantheon
a lot of
is
impacts on
going
the
to
ground.
be
and by having these
huge
very
in
grounded
game.
elements, it helps him from feeling too magical and too godly and too heavenly, when most importantly, like, he is just a very, very strong
Dude, that
warrior.
visual rework is sick. It is
I would say I'm
sick.
nervous and excited about Pantheon going to players. Like, I'm very excited to see how players react to the stuff we kept.
Is that
It's
his
much
new
more
visual for
important
his
an
E?
update like this to be like for the Pantheon player. A lot of the basic actions
Dude,
we're taking
look
are going to
at
be
that,
very
man.
similar to before.
That
He's still a
ultimate
top
is
laner
what's
or jungler
up.
primarily. We're still going to be trying to snowball around the
See,
map.
look at that.
This is still
That is
Pantheon,
great.
but requires maybe a little more skill expression.
Oh
and
my
as a result,
God.
give the character that is like clearly powerful the tools to hit even higher moments.
Yo! Yo! Dude, New Pantheon looks sick! Just his model rework, his visual, and then the change to his ultimate. Now, they only talked about the change to the ultimate. They didn't talk about the changes to his QWE. They said they reworked all the abilities while still trying to keep them as they were, so... But the only one that they really covered was his ultimate. But that shit is so good. It is so good. Oh my god. Yo, New Pantheon is going to be legit. Like, that ultimate alone, I guarantee... Well, I wouldn't say guarantee because... Obviously, I don't know. But I would say, just based off that new ultimate, Pantheon is going to be played more in LCS. And played a lot by the pro players. 100%. Because now, not only does he still have his huge roam potential, but to me, this makes his ultimate even more viable than before. Because now it's almost guaranteed you're going to hit somebody on the enemy team. Before, it was just kind of like you just hoped that when you landed, you were close enough to hop, to stun, and then, auto E-auto or auto EQ to get your electrocute proc off. But now, like, this makes it legit. Like, a legit dangerous ultimate for team fights. Like, can you imagine, like, a fight happening around Baron, around Dragon? You get a turret, and then you just ultimate in and just mow down the enemy team. In one move and one ultimate, completely change the outcome of a team fight. That's what his ultimate does now. That's huge. That's huge for this champion. I mean, I bet you just like Mordekaiser and just like how Tom Kench, after they got their buffs, and like Mordekaiser got his rework and his buff, I can see him, when he's first released for solo queue, he's going to be pick or ban. 100% pick or ban. Probably gonna be banned more often than picked, but like this is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. But anyways, guys, that's it. That's the reaction for the new Pantheon rework. I think it looks fucking amazing. I think it's gonna be a legit pick in solo queue, and probably you're gonna see a lot of it in LCS. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys think of new Pantheon. Do you like it? Do you think it strays too far away from what people love about old Pantheon? Or do you think this new rework is exactly what Pantheon players have been hoping for and wanting? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you liked this video and this reaction, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate the love. Also, you can check me out on Twitch, which you can see the link in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and there will be a link down in the description box below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the love and support. I hope you loved the video, and I will check you nerds later. Peace.